Friends, I welcome you to the AFOSOP video tutorial series once again, a presentation by the Academy for Life Skills Development, Pune. Today I'm going to take a very interesting topic, and I'm sure some of you would be knowing it also, and that is the Indian education system. And I'm going to take you through a journey, and you will also realize how whatever I'm going to show is going to affect you both in terms of your SSB preparation in life as well as any form of interview that you wish to appear for. In one of the videos, that is assisted introspection part 4, I told you that because of the sada hua alu in relationship, today all forms of relationship are getting affected in one form or the other. Bahar se chamak dhumak, andar se bahut zyada problem. And we saw relationship ka basis is how we think about each other. If you have not already seen this video, I'll request you to kindly watch this. Now, our life can be compared with a table with 4 legs. Now, for a table to be in balance, 4 legs should be, proportional, बराबर होना चाहिए. अगर एक भी पाँव इसका छोटा हो जाए, then this table cannot stand in a balance. Similarly, हमारे life के the 4 legs of a table are, first is our physical body. If अब अगर आप शरीर से ही बीमार हो, then I'm sure your life will not be very smooth. And today as parents we are aware of the physical dimension of it, and we take care also to some extent, but somehow because of the technology or because of the internet, WhatsApp and all those things, the physical activity level has gone down. However, our intake of diet has gone up. So even though we take care of the physical dimension, but somehow there are problems in this area. I'll take it separately through a separate video. The second dimension is our intellectual component, or the IQ, buddhi. Now today you will realize that our entire education system or the entire parenting style या हमारे academic जो faculties है, सब हमें pressure करते हैं ना, more marks, more percentage, high percentage, and somewhere we have related our success with high IQ or maybe high academic achievement, and it is a problem area. And I'm sure if you have seen the 3 Idiot video, the movie, you would have realized the folly with the Indian education system, which I'm going to highlight today. So I'll talk about it subsequently. So first is physical, second is intellectual. The third is the emotional dimension or the bhavnatmak pehlu, my relationship with myself, my relationship with others, interpersonal relationship, soft skill, bhavnatmak pehlu. And we'll see that. And next is the spiritual dimension or the value system. I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about the value system, human values. Fundamentally, man is a human, man is a social being, the social dimension, the value system that on which we operate. So this is that. Now look at the table. अगर इस table का कोई भी टांग छोटा हो जाए, one or maybe more than one, this table will get into imbalance. So for example, the 2 legs are shortened. Now this leads to disintegration in the personality. हमारे व्यक्तित्व में बिखराव आ जाता है अगर इसमें कोई भी टेबल छोटा हो जाए. And if you look at the society today, or if you look at the newspaper today, you will realize 2 components are missing today, and that is the emotional dimension and the value system. Look at the paper. बाप बेटी का लिहाज नहीं करता. Why? Because these things have got degraded. Now why did this happen? Now, in order to understand this, I'll take you back to history, and I'm sure आपने इस बंदे को देखा होगा. His name is Lord Macaulay. If I ask you who is he, some of you may remember also. He's associated with the present Indian education system. He was a British bureaucrat, and the present, whatever the education system of which we are so proud of. We speak so much of good English. We take a lot of pride. SSB में बोलते हैं, speak in English and all those things. So this education system has been brought to India by none other than Lord Macaulay. And इन्होंने एक address दिया था, Lord Macaulay, to the British Parliament on 2nd February 1835. So it's a piece of history that I'm going to show you. And this is that address ka copy. So it's a page from the history, and the print is not very good, so I'll read it for you. It says, I have travelled across the length and breadth of India, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such high caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone. Now look at this, it says, no, we cannot conquer unless we break the very backbone of this country. What is that? Which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, now look at the proposal he gives to the British Parliament. And therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indian thinks that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. Now this proposal was given by him in 1835, and I think today you and me are a product of this, absolute product of this. If you have understood what I am trying to say, इस एजुकेशन सिस्टम ने हमें अपना वैल्यू सिस्टम से और जो इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट है जिसके लिए भारतवर्ष जाना जाता था, दिस हैज बीन डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ. So there is complete degradation of value system because our spiritual backbone has been smashed, and of course emotional development is hampered. And if you look at present education system, it is absolutely rattamar. When it was conceived, ये British bureaucrats or British clerical staff वगैरह के लिए किया था, and today we become a complete slave of this education system, and we take pride in achieving 90 and 98%, and if नहीं मिला तो we take tatkal and go. In many cases, you know what I'm speaking. And there is a consequence of this Rattamar education by Lord Macaulay का जो foresight है. Now if you find this videos useful, or maybe if based on your comments, I'll make more videos on the exact damage that it has caused. That is based on your feedback. Now let's see the consequence of Rattamar education that our country is today facing. Now IIT students commit suicide, consume poison. Why? Because this education had become pressure cooker, handle nahi kar pa raha tha. Now IIM ke chhatra ne di jaan. Look at this. So Three Idiot is a classic example where it tells you what is the present status of the Indian education system. Usme bhi ek, if you remember, there was a case of this kind of an act where a person had to quit his life because of whatever pressure he was going through that. Another student kills himself in Kota. Now this one is very, very recent, and probably in the last week I have taken it from the newspaper straight. So IIT aspirant commits suicide. Now Kota ko aapko pata hai, Kota ka jo collector hai, he has written a letter to all the parents about the kind of education people are getting imparted at Kota in the form of various training that they are going through. Now I live in Maharashtra, Pune mein. Now Pune has become number one among student suicide. Iska matlab Pune ke bacche, because of whatever reason, are like moving pressure cookers with no safety valve. I also belong to Kerala, which is my native state, and Kerala has got the highest literacy rate. Abhi to shayad second mein aa gaya hai. And Kerala also has got the highest rate of suicides amongst adults. So does it mean higher education leads to higher suicide? If that is the correlation, there is some fundamental wrong in our education system. Now, आप लोगों को पता होगा, Bangalore is known as the IT city of the country. Bangalore is also known as the divorce capital of India, and Bangalore is also known as the suicide capital of India. कौन करते हैं? IT people. Why they do it? वो तो आपको check करना पड़ेगा. These IT people can solve complex problem of the outer world, but if they have a small problem in the inner world, they crash. And I keep interacting with a lot of IT people as part of the and I interact with them, and I find they are tremendously under pressure. ऐसा लगता है जैसे वो लोग गन्ने की जूस निकालने की मशीन के थ्रू जा रहे हैं, बाहर चमक दमक but अंदर से खोखलापन. So that's our education system. Now Indian Express का एक आर्टिकल है 18 जून 2016, इसी साल का है, 2 महीने पहले का. Now उसमें एक प्रोफेसर है, his name is Yugang Goel. Now he writes an article. उस आर्टिकल का नाम है Shadow Education. The coaching industry wreaks an enormous social toil. What must be the policy response? So he talks about a very sensitive issue of the coaching industry. So he says the $45 million coaching industry in Kota has led to suicide of 57 people. 57 is not an updated figure. इसमें और भी 7-8 जोड़ गए. 51 people in the last 5 years. 7 students just this year. Now this is crazy. Now what you have to understand is, everybody wants today's success because हमारा benchmarking has shifted from inside to outside, and इस success के पीछे unfortunately हमारा system is rote memory, ratta mar coaching. And this Rattamar coaching is taking the toll on our student population. I go to various schools and colleges here as part of this counseling, and I find many students are getting pressurized, some by themselves, some by their parents, and it's a vicious cycle. Or a cycle may, even if you win in a rat race, you still remain a big rat. So somewhere our entire education has become externally oriented, and the entire holistic development is not happening. And आपको पता है जो लोग SSB में जाते हैं, they're looking for balance in personality, not academic, academic कीड़े कि भाई आपके पास 98 है, nothing else. And in many cases वो भी नहीं होता. So that's a very complex education system that we are going through, and we are all a product of that. Now I'll show you a video, and please listen to the video, and it shows about the condition of the Indian graduates, and it also points out certain major areas of deficiency which I'm sure is also existing in the SSB interview or maybe any other corporate interview. So please pay attention to this.
Last year, a partner at KPMG India published a piece in the New York Times about the poor quality of graduates entering the workforce in India. Now, a national survey finds that almost 50% of India's graduates are unemployable. It's the season for staggeringly high cutoffs on campus, but one that don't necessarily make the cut in the corporate world. A new survey of graduate students across the country says that more than half of them are not fit to be hired. India produces 5 million graduates every year, but with poor English language skills, computer training and lack of analytical reasoning, making the cut from the classroom to the boardroom is not easy.
These rote learning concepts unfortunately are not leading people with functional skills who could be deployed into industry in a more readily fashion without the need for extensive training.
But experts say there is a greater need for education to adapt itself to the changing realities around it, where technical skills are just as important as emotional intelligence.
There should be more university or college and industry interaction.
I'm not in any way ridiculing or undermining the importance of cognitive and technical ability. All I'm suggesting is a balanced approach, wherein education is more holistic, more interdisciplinary, and really more student-centric or learner-centric.
In Delhi with Akanksha Chandra, KTR for NDTV.
So this is the state of Indian education system and the prospect of employability with all the reservation and things that complicated, social structure that we have, and that's a social reality. Now, since we're speaking specific about SSB, now you understand what they mentioned was on technical terms or maybe the academic knowledge and the emotional dimension. Now SSB specifically, we all know it's a personality based selection. इसका मतलब academic dimension is only one dimension. इसका मतलब personality में ये चारों टांगे बहुत balance होना चाहिए. अगर ना हो, the training has to take care of this. So whether it is Army, Navy or the Air Force, the organization have asked, do you have it in you? But they have not created any infrastructure or a methodology to guide the people. So this has been taken over by people like me who are into running these private training centers, and we have our vested interest because I've taken premature retirement, and if I'm doing this job, this is not charity. There is a vested interest. It's an exchange, in exchange of Lakshmi vis-a-vis the Saraswati. But nobody is willing to check the quality of the Saraswati because unfortunately the product of this education is not capable of checking the quality of the Saraswati that is being imparted by me. Why? Because your own reasoning ability is not working. Why? This reasoning ability is nothing but the analytical skills. The effective intelligence is nothing but the problem solving. And power of expression, power of expression is not only the language, the content through the language, which we have already discussed in all the previous videos. So kahin na kahin, whatever they are stating is also applicable to us. But only thing is our leadership requirement much more complex than what probably this corporate leadership are looking for. They have also their targets. We also have a target. They also command a line of fire, but when we command a line of fire, it actually means line of fire. There are actual bullets flying. So the leadership requirements are quite different. So it cannot be compensated by this rote memory concepts, which the person earlier spoke. Unfortunately, the entire system has been created on the rote memory concept, which is an academic concept. In India, you can perform well in terms of getting extremely high percentages, but the same is not true when it is psychological test. So kahin na kahin, as part of the entire training, the difference between an academic test and the psychological test itself is not being made available to the candidates, which I will make it very sure. And I wish the organization takes cognizance of this, that people have to understand, candidates have to understand that the model in which the entire training is based is on the Indian academic line, that is rote memory, whereas a personality cannot be coached or maybe cannot be built up based on rote memory. Unfortunately, you get printed notes, and किसी ने तो 25-30 साल से notes को change नहीं किया. I'll show you that in couple of more videos. So there is a difference between the psychological test and the normal academic test, and I'll make a separate video to tell you what is it. And I wish the organization also paying attention to these things, and if they feel that my issues are applicable, they must communicate through official channels. Now, if you go to the Google and type SSB interview coaching, you will be flooded with information. Everybody claiming themselves to be number one, and everybody has got ISO certificate, and many of them have standing army में पता नहीं कितने and sitting army में कितने. So big claims, certified, ISO certified, है ना. Everybody claim कि 15 दिन में आओ इस टेबल को हम ठीक कर देंगे. Fantastic. है ना. स्टैंडिंग आर्मी में 1000+ पता नहीं क्या क्या ग्रेट प्राइड. मैं इसमें मैं क्या बोलूँ, है ना. Everybody saying somebody calls themselves grandfather grandmother coaching centers, others they call it mummy daddy coaching centers, पता नहीं क्या क्या बोलते हैं. सब कुछ सही है अपनी जगह में, but the point is, are we doing what we are supposed to do? So the pura khel is, and there's too much of a money flowing here. Just imagine 15,000 rupees into 200 boys, multiply करके देखो कितना आता है. It's huge money. And I don't know, some people have more than 200 people coming every month. So it's a huge money rotation. But कर क्या रहे हो? And the entire process of the Indian education system, जिसको हमने लॉर्ड मैकेले जी ने पूरा सत्यानाश कर दिया था, and 100% स्पेसिफिकेशन में हम ट्रेनिंग देते हैं. 100% स्पेसिफिकेशन का मतलब सारा का सारा सिलेक्शन सिस्टम कॉम्प्रोमाइज बाहर डाल दिया. हु भाऊ उसके ऊपर दैट्स वे. इसी तरह से पर्चा लीक होता है. And then you say कि SSB को क्रैक करने का 80% गारंटी है, स्टेज 1 में 90% क्लियरेंस है. What are you doing? Build to 100% specification के ऊपर. I got a mail from one of the boys. He says कि sir, I had gone to one of the coaching centers in Delhi and then to Chandigarh. At both these places, I found the original intelligence test papers, and I found, luckily when I went in one of the SSB center, I got the same set. So I had no problem. Look at this 100%. इसका मतलब system is completely compromised. Is this the way to develop personality? 1835 में क्या किया था और हमारे पूरा सिस्टम को 14 दिन में बिल्कुल फिट फाट कर देते. Is this the way? I want you to ask you a question. You have to be honest to yourself. Does the end justifies the means? If I say कि मैं 80% clearance है मेरा, I got 100% specification, जो SSB में सब मेरे पास है ना, उसका उनका ओरिजिनल साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट के पेपर्स है, ओरिजिनल इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट है, ओरिजिनल 100% स्पेसिफिकेशन. इसका मतलब मैंने पूरा का पूरा पर्चा उड़ा दिया, और उसके बाद मैं आपको उसको दूंगा एंड मेरे 100% क्लियरेंस है, पता नहीं 90% है, वेदर 90 और नॉट. डू यू थिंक द एंड जस्टिफाइज द मीन्स? देखो, लोड नहीं उठाना. The question is, जब इस तरीके से करते हैं, I think somewhere the national interest has been sidelined and my personal interest has been pumped. And DIPR भी क्या सोचता होगा, उन्होंने कितने विश्वास के साथ हम लोगों को ट्रेनिंग किया है, हमने उनके ट्रेनिंग की धज्जियाँ उड़ा दी, छेद कर दिया उनके अंदर से, और and then we claim इस process में we are number 1 in the country. It is shameful. ISO certified number 1. 100% स्पेसिफिकेशन पे करेंगे. आपको वहां जाने से कुछ भी नया नहीं होगा, सब पर्चा लीक. Let me give you a real case study. Now, this is not from a military background, but this is from a civilian person who is involved in whatever I'm going to show you. And he also wanted success in the same way as you people want success through shortcut with built on 100% specification. असली intelligence test, असली GTO में. So it's a real case study, and ये पुणे का incident है. Now look at this. CEO of a multinational company, already a big shot, ना, तो इसका मतलब एजुकेशन इंटेलिजेंस का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. CEO asked daughter to have sex with his boss. क्यों? Because he wanted to get promoted as director. Family absconding. उसके बाद अभी पकड़ा के पता नहीं वो भी भाग गया. Can you see the imbalance? Success at what cost? नो यू विल रिमेंबर मैंने इसी को SRT में कन्वर्ट करके आपको पिछले SRT के सीरीज में SRT 2 में डाला था ना. आई एम श्योर मेनी ऑफ यू वुड हैव रिस्पॉन्डेड कि विल वर्क हार्ड डू दिस है ना, फाइनेंशियल टारगेट्स को अप करेगा, बजट को ये करेगा वो करेगा एंड ऑल दोज थिंग. बट लुक, and he is a real CEO. It's not a duplicate thing. Pune ka case hai. So question is, everybody wants to achieve success. Even coaching centers want to achieve success in terms of, more Lakshmi coming. But what is the cost you're going to pay? This has to be seen. And if you remember the previous video, Assisted Introspection Part 4, I told you the basis of any relationship is not how you speak about each other, how you behave with each other. It is based on how you think about each other. तो मार्केटिंग में क्या बोलते हैं उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, अंदर क्या चल रहा है मार्केटिंग करने वालों के, वो उससे बहुत चलता है. So you have to, I will suggest you to kindly activate your intellect. उनके वीडियोस को देखो, अगर वेबसाइट हो तो उधर देखो, उनसे देखो एंड लुक एट द मेथोडोलॉजी. अगर सब कुछ क्रैक SSB का मॉडल पे चल रहा है, इट्स फंडामेंटली रॉन्ग. यू आर गोइंग टू बी पार्टी टू दैट. इट्स अ नेशनल क्राइम, इट्स अ ट्रेचरी. लुक एट दिस फादर एंड डॉटर. CEO has daughter to have sex with this boy. अगर ये डॉटर या फादर अगर SSB में चले जाए 14 दिन में इसको बिल्कुल फिट करके इसको एकदम सक्सेस के मॉडल पे चढ़ा देंगे, कैसे होगा यार मुझे बताओ. अनलेस दिस कचरा इज क्लीन्ड, दिस रिलेशनशिप कैन नॉट हील. अब ये कितने भी अच्छी TAT लिखते रहे, ये लड़की या इसका फादर WAT घोट ले, SD घोट ले, डू यू थिंक दिस इज गोइंग टू चेंज? सो देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम in this kind of a model. And then you take pride in saying that we have got everything 100% SSB के psychological test है, intelligence test है, जिनके पास नहीं हो वहाँ पर पर्चा लीक है तो अंदर जाने वाला केस हो जाएगा. अगर अर्नब गोस्वामी को पता चल गया, बरखा दत्त को पता चल गया, पीछे पड़ जाएंगे. देश जानना चाहता है कहाँ से लाया 100%. अरे ये तो DIPR का डॉक्यूमेंट्स है. दिस हैज बीन एंट्रस्टेड टू मी विद सर्टेन डिग्री ऑफ ट्रस्ट एंड मैं उसको बाहर लेके आ गया. नो, दिस इज अ कॉम्प्रोमाइज सिलेक्शन सिस्टम. और इसका मतलब है किसी को भी आ जाओ 14 दिन में ये इस मॉडल पे चढ़ा दूंगा, 100% पे करा दूंगा और किसी को भी क्लियर कर दूंगा. एंड देन आई टेक प्राइड इन डूइंग दिस. नो, दिस इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल एंड दिस इज अ डायरेक्ट हिट ऑन द नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. आई डोंट नो आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा. एंड टोटली इसको तो मतलब मैं तो आपका आलू छोड़ दो, मेरा आलू चेक करो जो मैं ऐसा करता हूँ. बाकी का तो छोड़ो, तुम्हारा तो मैं क्या आलू निकालूंगा, मेरा खुद के अंदर कितना आलू भरा हुआ है अगर मैं ये करता हूं तो. सो दिस इज समवेयर समथिंग इज सीरियसली रॉन्ग इन दिस एंटायर प्रोसेस. सो द क्वेश्चन इज, जो लोग आप लोग भी इस तरह का ट्रेनिंग करना चाहते हो, मैं एक SRT पूछता हूँ आपसे, डू यू थिंक दिस काइंड ऑफ ए ट्रेनिंग इज इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एंड डू यू थिंक दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अप्रूव्ड बाय DIPR? अब आपको पता चल जाएगा क्यों कोचिंग वाले सर बोलते हैं कि बताना नहीं कि हमारे पास है. अरे क्या बताना नहीं, तुम क्या लड़कों बताओगे? तुम्हारी स्टोरियां देखने से कोई बता देता करेक्ट एग्जैक्टली ये पुणे का, यहाँ का है, ये दिल्ली का है, ये चंडीगढ़ का है. स्टोरियां बिकॉज रेडी है तो पता नहीं कितने सालों से चल रहा है. So this is not the way. I think you need to be careful about this kind of an advertisement. I told you it's misleading, not only misleading, it is against the interests of the national security. Do you think these people who are going to be sitting there, ये बहुत impress होंगे जब तुम लोगों को 100% पर्चे पे करके आओगे, है ना? 100% intelligence test is out और उस पर करके आते हो. 100% साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट बाहर हो गया, 100% GTO बाहर है. इसका मतलब इन लोगों जो बैठे हुए हैं तुम्हारे को कुछ चेक करना नहीं है, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग यू नो एंड यू थिंक बाय डूइंग दिस यू आर गोइंग टू शो OLQs. अरे यार असली गोली चलेगा ना, है इस तरह से असली गोली तो तुम्हारे होश उड़ जाएंगे. और जब चलता है तो तुम्हें कीप चेंजिंग कोचिंग सेंटर, फिर मेरे पास भी आ जाते हो. व्हाट हैव यू डन? यू कैन ओनली इंप्रूव व्हेन यू नो वेयर टू इंप्रूव. 3 components: knowledge, what to change and why to change, and what are the consequences if we don't change, the methodology or the skills to change, and last is the desire to change. यहाँ पे डिजायर कुछ नहीं, मेरे पास आ जाओ 80% क्लियर है. हर भेड़ को मैं शेर बनाता हूँ? No. There is something fundamentally wrong. If you have gone through this video, that is change management part 1 and part 2, I have told you that the change has to happen at these 4 levels. And whatever I'm talking to you, if it is making any sense to you, I'm hitting at the level 2. And when I'm hitting at the level 2, your level, and when your level 4 is getting altered, your level 3 is coming into a balance. Assisted introspection part 3 or brain frequency. You get detached from the outcome. You become a process-oriented person. And you don't become Munna Bhai MBBS wala doctor. You become a doctor who is doing MBBS with a lot of sincerity, and you are a good doctor, level 3, and then your consciousness is clear, so you're a doctor, and then you perform well at the level 1, behavioral level or the action level. But unfortunately, the entire training model and the coaching model, including the IITs and all those things, it is at the action level, at the level 1, which is the gross level, does not make any change. It is on the gift wrapping. इसको छोड़ दो, क्योंकि देखो IIT वालों को तो फिर भी वो सुसाइड पढ़ते करते कर ला होगा. If you crack the SSB and go into the armed forces, you will crack there subsequently. तुम वहाँ टूट जाओगे, वहाँ मरना पड़ेगा यूनिफॉर्म पहन के. And you know, I've showed you a couple of cases. No, that's not the way you should focus on your thing. You have to move outside your comfort zone. तुम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा comfort में रह के SSB की ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हो. You have not realized कि I agree with you, good morning sir, good evening sir, 100% तुमने GTO टास्क देख लिया. 100% GTO टास्क का मतलब you're in the comfort zone. अगर तुम्हारा GTO तुमको ग्राउंड में कमांड टास्क पे पूछता है, have you taken coaching? You will say yes sir, I have taken coaching. कहाँ से? मैंने सर दिल्ली से लिया, चंडीगढ़ से लिया, बैंगलोर से लिया. अच्छा, वहाँ पे क्या था? सर 100% जो आपके पास यहाँ पे वो वहाँ पे है. सो मेरे को सब कुछ आता है, आप कुछ भी कर लो, मेरे को सब आता है, क्योंकि वहाँ तो 100% ये पड़ा हुआ है. GTO will have you so nice and proper. So somewhere there is a flaw. You have to understand. Go and tell. That's why some coaching centers से बताना नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि उनके पास सब धांधली है. अरे पैसे दिए क्यों नहीं बताना? अरे no. Something is wrong. And I gave you a change formula. I don't know तुम लोगों को समझ में आया नहीं आया. नहीं आया तो दोबारा सुन लो. भैया, you have to understand that in case if you have to go through a personality development program, you must understand what is the expectation from that entire program. So change is equal to A plus B plus D greater than X, where now you have seen this. A is the acceptance for the need for change. You are given no change. कोई चेंज नहीं करना, इसको रट लो. देयर वाज अ गर्ल हु हैड कम फ्रॉम दिल्ली. वो नोएडा में किसी कोचिंग सेंटर में गई जस्ट टू द ऑफिसर सेज कोई लीडरशिप कुछ नहीं है, हम बताते तुम्हें कैसे ट्रेनिंग देता, कैसे एसएसबी क्रैक करना. नाउ दिस एंड दैट गर्ल फेल्ट सो बैड. शी सेज सर आई जेन्युइनली वेंट टू इम्प्रूव माई सेल्फ एज अ पर्सन एंड इज द कर्नल साहब रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम द आर्म फोर्सेज एंड ट्राइंग टू से कि कुछ नहीं, बकवास है वो सब, हम बताते क्या करना है, हम रटवाएंगे तुम्हें. कमाल है, रटवाएंगे. My God, yeah. B is the belief in the ability to succeed. किसका belief? Not coaching वाले सर का, तुम्हारा belief तुम पे. जब एक चिड़िया डाल पर बैठती है तो चिड़िया को विश्वास डाल पे नहीं होता, चिड़िया को उसके पंख पे होता है. डाल टूटे तो टूटे, मैं तो उड़ जाऊंगी फुर्र से. तो है ना, my job is to only to give you direction, and if I'm not giving you direction, you have all the right to take me to the consumer court. If somebody says कि ऑफिसर्स बनने जाते हो, you don't question blindly करते हो, वो उनकी कमजोरी को छुपाने का तरीका है. If I don't give you answers to your satisfaction, you have all the right to take me to the consumer court. But I cannot say कि तुमको ऑफिसर बनना है तो सुनना ही पड़ेगा. No, that's not the way. Blind acceptance will make you a conformist, a follower, whereas तुम गए हो लीडरशिप के लिए. It does not conform to your personality development. ये तो रट्टा आपको पता नहीं क्या है. No. डिजायरेबिलिटी ऑफ द फ्यूचर स्टेट. क्या है तुम्हारा फ्यूचर स्टेट? ये ना 50 कहानियां घोट लिया. लोड वाले में जो लोड का सच वाले में मेल किया है कि सर आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट यू आर सेइंग बट नाउ आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू इट बिकॉज प्रीवियस कोचिंग में उन्होंने पूरा इतनी कहानियां अंदर डाल दी, इतना WT अंदर, इट्स इंटरफेयरिंग विथ माई थिंकिंग. आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फीलिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम. I see lot of things here कि जो उन्होंने पहले कहानी रटा, that's interfering with your thinking. So इस ब्रेन को खोलने की जगह बंद करने की ट्रेनिंग कौन सा है ये? No. And the cost of change. So cost of change is not only in terms of the 15,000, 16,000 that you give. It is both in terms of money, time and efforts. कितना मेहनत करते हो तुम लोग, गधे की तरह रट रहे हो, लेकिन दिशा नहीं है. It is an absolutely scalar quantity. There is money you spend, है ना. वो जो people who come from Delhi 3 जगह पे कोचिंग किया था, एवरीवेयर 20-25 हज़ार लगाए हुए, मतलब 50-60 हज़ार रुपये खर्च कर दिया, लेकिन ये नहीं पता चला कि करना क्या है. एंड ये वीडियो देख के बोलते सर आपका वीडियो समथिंग डिफरेंट. इट्स नॉट डिफरेंट, इट इज हिटिंग यू एट द लेवल 2. सो अ ट्रेनिंग दैट डज नॉट ट्रिगर योर लेवल 2 इज नो ट्रेनिंग. दोबारा बोल रहा हूँ. So before you invest your money, please make sure that is worth investing. It should meet this formula. Change is equal to A plus B plus D is greater than X. In most cases, when people come, they realize it was always less than X because they themselves didn't know what to do. बांध के भेज दिया, असली दिया और पीते गए मजे से. क्यों? कर्नल साहब पिला रहे. कमाल है. No, that's not the way it should happen. Now, AFOSOP, there is a sincere effort and and there's a commitment towards the students in terms of spreading real knowledge about SSB, in terms of demystifying this. And I am quite inspired by that Dr. Roman Sahani, UPSC के side की वाट बजा दिया है through his Unacademy. What is he doing? He's just bringing clarity. So in the same way, this is a complex dimension, personality-based selection, so much of myth about it, and I'm trying to do in my own capacity to clear those myths. My job is to show you the direction. My job is not to teach you how to scalar effort. जिस तरह से वो चूहा घूम रहा है ना अंदर, convert your scalar effort into vector effort. यात्रा आपकी है. You have to travel. If you succeed, your capacity. If you don't succeed, your problem. AFOSOP does not take any responsibility for your success through SSB. You have to do your own journey. It's a process-oriented training program, and it's not a target-oriented. It does not assure you of the success. You have to grow and make yourself capable so that SSB recommends you, and no cracking. Now, you would have seen as part of this video, that is major reasons for stage 1 non-recommendation, where the Sainik School Chittorgarh letter, and there's another clear. It says, thus in spite of the training at various private coaching academies that tend to do more harm than good. Yes, it does more harm than good. 100% specification में काम करोगे, it puts you into comfort zone. And वो GTO इतना बेवकूफ़ नहीं है, जाके बोलना कॉन्फ्रेंस में 100% किया है, सब आता है, जो आपके पास है सब वहाँ पे है, स्पेसिफिकेशन DIPR के ऊपर बनाया हुआ उन्होंने, है ना. So may I request you to spare the services of Col Ganesh Babu accordingly in the national interest. And I am also doing it in the interest of nation. So whether you come to me or not, I am sure you will get 500% accurate information through these videos. Then you go to the best and number 1 coaching centers. It's a challenge. I've done this challenge. I will request you, in case you're finding this video useful beyond SSB, I'll request you to don't shy away from putting your comments. Many of you are putting comments. Many of you are watching the video or maybe downloading it, not putting the comments. Comments encourages me. Please do it. And it'll be very nice if you can put your name and your mobile number also, because I can, whenever I take those issues that you're raising and I make a video, I'll inform you through those mobile numbers. And in case we wish to attend the AFOSOP leadership and personality development classes, these are the numbers. You can register on any of these 3 numbers, or can send the email at afosop@gmail.com. I hope these videos are helping you. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you very much.